Peace, family. Big awareness energy. If you focus on healing, you do not want to miss it.
Artificial love is not okay with you being you.
Yeah.
Artificial love got something to say about everything that you do. When you do something that's real to you that they don't align with, artificial love can call you out, act funny, say you acting funny, say you switching up. They're finna do everything that they can to get you to go back.
Yeah, they're gonna try to just.
You know what I'm saying? Artificial love doesn't come with elevation. It's a place of where you think you're building patience, but you only procrastinate.
Spray my house with frankincense to start my day again. Today I had to disconnect from my low vibrating friend. Hey, spray my house with frankincense to start my day again. Hey, yeah. Tell me what part of receiving love make you hate a man.
Peace, family. You already know the vibes. First and foremost, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. You know what I'm saying? Gratitude to the tribe, gratitude to the family. You know, peace to the tribe in the chat. This is Shadow Work Sundays, and I am King Manifest.
It's Khalil, man. We're here for another episode, and I will also just like to express a happy Mother's Day to everybody who out there who has lost a mother. Backstage, I felt the energy just come over me, just like real heavy. So I just want to give gratitude to everybody who lost a mother, and y'all felt, you know what I'm saying? This energy also is expressed to all the mothers that have transcended.
No, facts. You know, no, that's amazing. That's amazing because and we show gratitude for the ones that do have their mother. We gotta show gratitude. So if you haven't called your mother today, no matter what y'all going through, you need to call her, send her a text. You know what I'm saying? Spread love, you know, and unity. So this episode is called Sarafia's Son. It was all a setup. And so this is going to be very special. We have a very special guest. This episode will be very different, but still holistic. So y'all get ready. So today's special guest is an entrepreneur and CEO of Sarafia's Anointed Creation. She is a healer, speaker, author, dancer, and professional seamstress. Most importantly, she is my mother. I am honored to present Sarafia Hall. Let's get it, mama.
Didn't I conquer this last year? Tell me what I missed. I feel that it's coming back up again. Must be something I ate. Some song, some show, some hate. The devil wants to extend the game. Free throws. And when it ends, he wants to make the sequel. Cause if he has another chance, he feels like he can take my joy, my peace, my faith. See, the devil, he learns from your mistakes, even if you don't. That's how he keeps you in cycles. 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 This won't end like I wanted to. I win. The enemy will have to lose again. See, I'm a different fighter now, and I have got to thank, 'cause his joy is my strength. See, the devil will learn it's a mistake when I am sure, that I'm not going in cycles. I'm not going in cycles. I'm gonna break the cycles. I'm not going cycles. I'm gonna break these cycles. I'm not going cycles. I'm not going in. Oh, so Lord, help me be free from all of my passion. See, your love is here to make me new and help me in these cycles. Cycle, help me in these cycles. Oh Lord, in cycle, I need you to help me in these cycles. I rebuke him in the name of Jesus. Oh, cycle, yeah, cycle. See, I'm going in cycle. I refuse it. Cycle. I refuse it. Cycle. Oh, I refuse it. Cycle. What the precious cycle. I'm singing it. Cycle. I'm going in cycle. Cycle. Yeah. See, there is power in the name of Jesus. There is power in the name of Jesus. See, there is power in the name of Jesus to break every cycle, to break every cycle. Yeah, yeah. See, there is power in the name of Jesus. See, there is power in the name of Jesus. There is power in the name of Jesus. Yeah. To break every cycle, to break all these cycles, to break all these cycles, to break all these cycles, generational cycles, financial cycles, cycle, cycle.
Man, bro, I love our people. Like, like I'm not even gonna hold. I can't hear you.
Oh yeah, I'm listening, bro.
Yeah, but like I ain't gonna hold you. That was like the most, like I said, behind stage. That was like my first time ever really seeing praise dance. And as soon as you started, same thing. Energy came over, and I almost like started really crying for real. You know what I'm saying? But then as she went on through the dance, she really showed such like a very powerful and like unbiased form of transformation by way of the spirit through dance. Like, it was just the most, I don't know, like that was very unique. You dig what I'm saying? And it was definitely felt. You did, especially aligning with this whole episode. Like, I'm definitely grateful and excited to get into this episode, man.
Well, like I said, behind the scenes and the family, this is my mother. Like I said, before, in the introduction, I haven't seen my mother dance in, I can't even explain how many years. But when I say this was a part of my life, you know what I'm saying? I'll tell a quick story before we transition. I would be, resting, taking a nap, you know what I'm saying? And I'll wake up to my forehead drenched in virgin olive oil, you know what I'm saying? And her dancing in front of me. I'm talking about she gone. She not even here. I'm waking up. I'm really here by myself. She's gone. She in the spirit, and just to feel that energy now, you know what I'm saying, as a real man tapped into really out here living life. That's why we haven't been able to experience this and to be able to take me back to my inner child, but also speak to me where I'm at today in such a powerful way. It's powerful, and y'all don't know. Y'all finna know our story, but just her being on here is us breaking cycles. You know what I'm saying? We have, you know what I'm saying? So let's get it. So y'all know this platform, we all about the music and the, and really tapping in through the shadow work of the aspect of using our gifts and our passion. So I wrote a project that is called Sarafia Son. Y'all go tap in with it. My name was King Cross at the time, so the project is under King Cross. But if you want to tap in on it with us, the episode is up right on the page. We went through the whole project, but this record is called Mama Raised the King. So before we bring Mama back on and we tap in on this story, I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of the story right now through song.
Mama,
Boys, we hit the jackpot this time.
been through a lot of things, felt a lot of pain, but I will not complain. Mama raised a king, mama raised a king, mama raised a king. Not in my wildest dreams, who knew I would have seen the things that I have seen. Mama raised a king, mama raised a king, mama raised a king. Take it back to the days that I run away to the streets in the east. You would just pray that I get locked up for me to be straight. Sometimes you ain't sure from a court date. They release me, you feel like I need to stay. To be honest, I ain't really know what to say, but I always knew that I would be great. I always knew that I would be great. Lost like dog and the pain still hurt. Take me to the grave when I pull him out the dirt. Can't count how many days that I wore that shirt. When mama sent scriptures, can't ignore that verse. Remember getting pinched, snoring in church. I slept at the job, you lived at work. Look at us now, tough love really work. Working through pain to leave it in the dirt. Through a lot of things, felt a lot of pain, but I will not complain. Mama raised a king, mama raised a king, mama raised a king. Not in my wildest dreams, who knew I would have seen the things that I have seen. Mama raised a king, mama raised a king, mama raised a king. I've been through the streets and the church, the married life really work. If you wanna put in work, I just want what I deserve. Mama said get yours, pain working my nerves. Now it's all about verbs, on the road full of curves. See it all like the birds, maximizing my words, strategizing my word. Mama whoopers used to hurt, save me from being in the dirt. Guess you save me from the worst, talking to you in this verse. A king ready for the earth, I've been searching since birth. Applying pressure till it bursts, I'm here to break the curse. Sometimes I just wanna curse, sometimes I just wanna work. Get in the booth and drop a verse, imagine greatness on the search. I'm here to bring the alert. Want the bag, not the purse. I might just drop merch. Who can I trust on the shirts? Real walk on my words. What's mine is yours. Cut ties with the world. When it ends, who cares? Throw down facing the first. Through a lot of things, felt a lot of pain, but I will not complain. Mama raised a king, mama raised a king, mama raised a king. Not in my wildest dreams, who knew I would have seen the things that I have seen. Mama raised a king, mama raised a king, Mama is the king.
Peace. We officially back. Mama is in the building. You know, they felt your soul. They felt your presence. They felt the spirit. They felt the emotions. I had to go through the same process as Kai, where I was holding back tears myself, because I didn't want to come back on this screen, you know, looking like that. You know what I'm saying? So welcome, Mama. We are very grateful.
Mama raised a king. Mama raised a king.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm excited to be here. Yes, this was an ordained day for us. Yeah, because we breaking
I
cycles.
agree. Yes,
Exactly.
I agree.
You were feeling that, right? We breaking cycles.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. So we got Shadowwork Sundays, Mama in the building. You know what I'm saying? So peace to all the mothers. Happy Mother's Day.
Yes.
Yes.
Say,
Well, I'm
Mama.
flowing with y'all. How we rolling?
So actually, after we connected earlier, a few things came to me. So we have to start this episode off the right way, because this platform is about doing everything in a holistic fashion, meaning we have to understand everything from the ins and outs to really heal. So let's start with the beginning of your story. I feel like it's important. A lot of us don't really know our parents' story, and if we do, we don't take that into account. Like what? How were they raised? We just focus on how they raised us. So I want to know, what was your childhood like and your relationship with your mother?
Wow, we're gonna start like that. Let me get my hair together. Okay. All right. So I'm taking these off because they're foggy. I was a teenage mother, but I became a mother before I actually became a mother. So my life was pretty rough. My mother was in the streets, drugs, prostitution, abuse. When you say dysfunction everywhere. Alcoholism everywhere, drug addicts, everybody was on drugs. I say that I call myself special in the eyes of God, because I was raised around a lot of things, and I can say today I've never been an alcoholic or a drug addict. But through that, through not having a mother, through raising my siblings, literally feeding children at the age of 5, changing diapers at the age of 5, learning how to feed a newborn at the age of 5. My mother would set up, like I had a station. So I had a chair by the refrigerator, a chair by the sink. I had a chair by the microwave, chair by the stove. And she taught me how to warm up the bottle and put the little drops of milk on my arm and feed my baby sister. And so it started there. So I've always been a mother before I was actually a mother. At looking for love in all the wrong places, I ran into my weakness was that wanting to be loved. So I would constantly run into the wrong type of guy. At a very young age, I was molested and raped several times. I could say my life really shook and changed at age 14. If I was going to die, if I was going to commit suicide, if I was going to be a drug addict, if I was going to be a mass murderer, age 14 was that age. I got pregnant at age 14 by an older guy, not knowing that really he could have went to prison because he was way older than me. And he tried to force me to lose the babies. I was pregnant with twins. I didn't lose the baby, so he would beat me and just do horrible things to me. Then it got to where I'm a 14-year-old. So how do 14-year-olds think? We think like children. When we're 14, we think that's how we think. I didn't think like a grown woman. And so he threatened to burn up my grandmother's house, to connect with his gang members and burn up my grandmother's house. And I love my grandmother. My grandmother raised me and my siblings. And so I had to choose between him burning up my grandmother or having this abortion. I had the abortion, didn't want to. At that time, I didn't really know the stages, that the stage I was in. The babies were moving, they were alive in me. And the sad thing about it is my mother didn't rescue me because she was sick. She was a drug addict. And so she didn't rescue me. And I had this abortion, literally died, leaving the place. Right after that, me and my siblings were put in a foster home, a foster shelter, then a foster home. From there, it was very hard. But again, I saw what drugs did. I saw what alcohol did. And I didn't want that. Like, that was not my life. But I continued to look for love. And eventually I did find love. Jodeci's dad. And what's so funny about Jodeci's dad is he was a rapper,
Family, hold on. We gotta stop. Hold on. Cause she just said my real name.
What did I say? What did I say?
You said Jodeci.
That is not your name. Your name is JoJo.
No. Look, family.
I'm your mom.
Behind the stage.
I know. I'm your mom.
When she's talking about King Manifest. You know what I'm saying? We're just gonna leave it there,
Yeah, for sure.
I'm the mother. I'm the mother. Okay.
So none of y'all inboxing me, you know what I'm saying, with no jokes.
Listen. Mom says do not call him anything else. Okay. But I get permission. I'm the only one. Okay. But my life changed when I met his dad at 14. And I did not like him. Oh my God, he got on my nerves, y'all. He would chase me and follow me in my locker. And I did not like him. But what happened was he ended up being at my uncle's house one day, and I was at my uncle's house. And I'm like, what is he doing here? I was mad. But we sat outside, y'all, and we talked, and we had very similar upbringings. And I think for us to connect, and he was looking for love himself. And so we found each other. And Jodeci came. Oh, well, you came. You came and got pregnant at 17. And when I tell you, my son changed my entire life. Like, the love I had been looking for and yearning for, I was carrying him. And so I was excited. And I wasn't one of those girls who accidentally got pregnant. I wasn't one of those girls who did not know how to take care of their baby. Like, I knew how to take care of my son because I had been doing it for so many years. I was prepared for him. And he came early. My son almost died several times in my womb. Almost miscarried twice. And then he came early. And I'm like, yeah, he's somebody. But I was a praying mother then. I knew to pray then. And I covered my son in my belly. And when I went into labor, my water broke and they had to do an emergency C-section because his heart rate was dropping, mine was dropping, and they had to get him out. And I remember, you have a woman or mother knows, like, we can pick up on our children, and this is my baby. We were connected. And it was this night that I was telling his dad, I need to go to the hospital. I need to go. And he finally took me. And I kid y'all not, when I got there, he was looking at me like we met eyes. He was in the little incubator in the ICU, but we met eyes. And I used to say he like a little old man when he was little. And he was so cute though. And so we made eye contact and I fed him. When I left, he died. They had to bring him back to life. And I believe that's what I was feeling. And he was supposed to leave the next day. He had to leave with a heart monitor. And he was on a heart monitor about 4 months. And a baby generally automatically hold their breath sometimes, or when they're eating, they kind of hold their breath. So this machine was constantly going off and off. So it kept us paranoid. And I said, my baby not gonna die. God gave me my baby. And it had the like electrodes all over him. I took them all off. I laid hands on my baby. I prayed over him. I pleaded the blood of Jesus over him. I said, he shall live and not die. Listen, also as women, and I'm talking to any woman on here, a breastfed baby is a healthy baby. My baby was not sick. He only went for his checkups, but he was never sick for like the first 5 years. Because I took care of him, and what I ate is what he ate, and that's very important. At age 5, T-ball. This is when my baby almost died again. So y'all listen to what I'm saying. The enemy tried to take my baby out from the womb. So at age 5, I was his T-ball coach. I was doing everything. We did everything. When he want to play football, we're going to play football. You want to do basketball, we're going to play basketball. Whatever. You want to race down the street, let's race down the street. I was just doing everything with him. And T-ball coach, my assistant coach, had him in the car with her grandson. We were heading to the store. I'm in the car. Now, I tell y'all, I helped raise my sisters. Then my youngest sister had children. So at age, had Jody said 18. By 21, I had 2 kids. By 23, I had 3 kids. By 26, I had 4 kids, but I only birthed 1. So with my mother going through her transition, my siblings went through what they went through. And so my sister lost her children to me. So now I'm a young mother struggling. I done been molested. I done been abused. I'm looking for love in all the wrong place. I can't keep a job. So we on welfare because my babies got to eat. But I'm also working 2 and 3 jobs. And the babies, Jody, he would tell you, my son would tell you, we would be at Whataburger. They'd be in the lobby sleep, because I'm working overnight. And then I take them to school and go to work in the morning at McDonald's. And then from there at McDonald's, I took a side job to drive a bus so I could pick them up and drop other kids off at the McDonald's where another coworker worked that would take the van and pick up the rest of the kids and take them home. So it was always that hustle, like we're not going to stay in this place. And so when he was 5, we're going to the store, and I'm behind him with 2 children, 2 babies. And I see an 18-wheeler cross over and begin to crush the car in front of me that my baby is in. He's in the back seat. The other baby is in the front. My son is in the back, where I'm seeing the big old tire crawl over the back of the car and the glass window is crushing. I jump out the car. But listen, I had to make a decision. When I jumped out the car, my car was still rolling. I had 2 babies in the car and my son in front of me. Can you even imagine? I had to turn around and jump back in the car. That was hard, but I had to make that decision. My son, no scratches, no bruises, no nothing. That was 5.
Y'all said got out the car without a scratch. God did it.
Yes, yes. At age 8, he had very bad strep throat, and they thought it was meningitis, and his whole throat swelled up to where he couldn't breathe or anything, and they had to put him on a whole bunch of antibiotics. So the whole time, my son that I know God gave me, that I prayed for, even people would tell me, "Oh, girl, the way you carrying, the way your stomach is, the way it's high, it's low, you having a girl." I said, "No, I'm having a boy. I'm having a son." So I never changed. I bought all boy stuff. I knew I had a son. So it was rough. But when I tell you, I can say for myself, I connected and got saved at a young age. On top of that, I was given joy. So it doesn't matter what I've been through, joy always finds me. Joy always rises up. And there's a scripture that says the joy of the Lord is my strength. So strength would always find me, and joy would always find me, and laughter would always find me. So I could never stay in a low place, right? So when Jodeci was 5, during that time, I got out the abusive relationship. That's what it was. I got in a very, very bad abusive relationship that almost took me out of here and took my son out. So I have these other babies. And then I think Jodeci was 3. And I got in a very bad abusive relationship that literally I got beat on a regular basis. And when I look at myself, I'm almost 50. When I look at myself, I know I was kept. Because any woman that's been beat, stumped, kicked, and slapped over and over for 5 years straight, I know the God I serve. I know I was kept because I shouldn't look like this. I shouldn't have the mind that I have. I shouldn't have no teeth in my mouth. I got all my teeth. I'm in my right, and I still have joy. But my son saw this. And at the last of that, I was held hostage. And I got out. So I wouldn't even be able to live to tell y'all even this. And so from there, I got out of that relationship. And my son, at age 8, that happened. And then things took a spiral turn. It took a spiral turn. My son ended up getting into things. And the sad thing about it, we have to be careful, even with family members, because the streets didn't put my son on drugs. It was family members. It was my siblings. But the thing about it is, what one does to another. My mother put my siblings in the street. Like, I escaped. I was the oldest. And I was taught because I had to grow up early. And so I knew how to survive. My sisters, on the other hand, they were put out there. So their survival was prostitution and selling their bodies. So now misery loves company, right? Even when you don't know, you love misery. So me and my son's bond, nobody in my family had the bond that we had or have. I can honestly say that. And if your mindset is off, if it's off, if your thinking is off, then you'll see something that's pure. You'll see it as perverted. That's the word. You can see something pure, but because you never experienced that pureness, it's perverted to you, right? But me and my son's relationship have always been pure. I hug my son. I kiss my son. I tell my son I love him. Number one, we have enough angry men, right? So if a mother doesn't pour her love into her son, who's going to do that? How would he know how to love his wife? How would he even know how to love himself? How would he know how to love his children? Even a father. We got so many fathers, especially in our community and with us. Okay, us as a Black people, most of our men are angry, and they raise angry men. And then those angry men birth angry men or angry girls. And so it's so important for us to embrace our sons. They are supposed to cry. They have feelings. They have emotions, right? They have a heart. So how do you not allow a man, a boy, to feel when he's created to feel, right? So and there's a difference. When you see something else shifting, okay, if it looked like something else is happening where they are confused about who they are, then you nurture the boy. And if a girl is kind of feeling something, you nurture the girl. You have to nurture. How does a plant grow? You nurture it, you water it. And if the soil is bad, you have to pull it up and replant it. Sometimes, like myself, my upbringing, the soil was tainted. It was bad. And it wasn't producing nothing positive for me. So I had to dig up the roots and replant it. I needed to purify the soil. And so many times things are not purified or they're not uprooted. And so it just continues to grow, and like a vine, it just continues to grow, and it chokes out a bloodline. It chokes out people who really have a good heart, who have good motives, who want to live, right? So we have to be the change agent. One of my businesses is Status Changer Wellness. And what does that mean? It means implementing wellness in every area of your life, my life. What does that mean? Implementing wellness financially, emotionally, spiritually, educationally, physically, every area, because all of that is connected to us and it needs to be well. And I think a lot of times we think our upbringing, we're supposed to stay there. No. And I know this is a different platform, but even as in the church, it's like that's what you're supposed to be. No, I'm not supposed to dwell in poverty. I'm not supposed to dwell in sickness. That is not what the word tells me. Okay, I don't have to stay right there. No, it's for me to keep moving, to prosper. He wants our soul to prosper and he wants us to prosper. So why would I stay in poverty? Why would I stay angry? Why? Why would I do that? So age 8, and then by age 12, things shifted. And my son, the pills and those pills, they started, but he didn't go for it. It was brought to him. One sister gave it to him to take it, and one sister gave it to him to sell it. This is my baby. And as far as I'm concerned, it was a setup to take him out. And that's what it was. It was to take him out. All those years, here we go again, to take him out. And so as he goes through, I'm going through, because now, let me roll the tape. Let me go backwards. With my son, all I knew, I love my son, right? Love my son. But it was some areas that I did not know how to express, such as discipline or such as how to talk. I was producing what was produced to me, right? My mama hollering at me, pop me upside my head, whatever the case may be, whooping me until I just can't sit down. These are things that was given to me that I did to my son. Even at times, I would just cry. Because I'm like, I don't want to whoop my son like that. I don't want to talk to my son like that. I love my son. But that's what I knew. And we become a product of what our upbringing was until it's like we tap into the light, or we tap into somebody who has not been through that, or they've been through it and they have been healed. And I know my son was talking about inner healing. Well, I went through, as who I am, as a believer, right? I went through some inner healing as well. I took 2 years of inner healing. And I had to deal with my demons. I had to deal with my darkness. I had to deal with my hurt. I had to deal with my pain. Because I cannot be the mother, the wife, the woman of God who I am. I can't be the nourisher. I cannot be that person, that whole person, until all that junk is pulled up out of me. And the only way it happens is I have to acknowledge it, and then allow it to come up out of me, right? Hurts, pain, it has layers. Now, I would have been a crazy woman to try to get it all up at one time. My son would be a crazy man trying to get it all up at one time. It would kill us. Because it didn't happen at one time. It's layers. And then you got to sit back and you got to deal with it. Like, I had to go into those rooms where I was molested. I had to be back on that table where I had this abortion, right? I had to deal with it. I had to forgive that man who forced me to have this abortion. I had to forgive those who molested and raped me. It wasn't for them. The forgiveness was for me. So I can be the whole woman. So I can be all that I was created to be. That was stumbling blocks. And I could not minister or speak healing or love, that message to you, if I didn't allow it to happen for myself. And so I tell people all the time, I'm very transparent. Why? Because I want you to be free just like me. Who the Son has set free is truly free indeed. Be free. I put something on Facebook. I'm free to be me. because I was bound for so long. Listen, I was so bound that when I looked in the mirror, I didn't like what I saw. I was like, my lips too big, my teeth too big, this, that, and another. Why? Because my mother and kids in school talked about me. So I thought I was ugly. And because men took advantage of me, I thought I was ugly. So when you find out, when you begin to love you, it don't matter what the world say. You the best looking thing, the finest thing, the smartest thing. You all that and then some. When you get healed and you like you and you love you, right? I've seen some very confident people and you be like, wow. And you'll see some defects. They may have an eye over here and an eye over here, but they confident, you know? They may have about this much hair on their head, bald spot, but they confident. You see their demeanor.
Yeah.
You know? And that's what it's about. So me growing up was rough, but I still wouldn't change it because I wouldn't be who I am today. The ministry through dancing to your deliverance, y'all wouldn't have got her. Y'all wouldn't have got her, right? So all I went through, that's what birthed out of me because I danced into my own deliverance. I always dance. So now it's those others, right? Sometimes someone speaking or sometimes someone preaching, sometimes it don't touch a person. But you see somebody moving through a song, right? And they begin to minister and talk to your mind and talk to your heart and talk to your spirit. And you understand that language. Next thing you know, the tears is flowing. Next thing you know, depression is gone. Sickness is gone. You thought you was going to do suicide, whatever the case may be. But that dance went forward with power. And he's like, oh, man. My life. Remember I told you I was looking for love in all the wrong places? Rolling the tape back. And I got pregnant with my son. 9th grade education. I dropped out of school. Because I need to take care of my baby. Ain't nobody else going to take care of my baby. I don't need y'all to babysit him. I'm a young woman. Clubs, we're not clubbing. If my baby can't go, I can't go. I got to work. So I worked 2 jobs at 18. Taco Bell, I was pregnant with my son. I went to Taco Bell, left there and would go to IHOP overnight. I worked IHOP overnight, got a few hours sleep, went back at Taco Bell at 10 o'clock because I'm going to take care of my baby. But 9th grade education. And I would tell people this, and even in my book, I'm a creator, right? And as I grew up, I didn't know nothing about being an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur to my soul, just like my son is. I will always try to create things. And I would tell you today that college is not for everybody. And you're not a failure if you don't go to college. A lot of creators, they create it, or it's music or with their hands or whatever your gifting is. That is what opens the door of prosperity and opportunity, and that gives us on these platforms when you do something that you're called to do. And so I tried college over and over, and I couldn't get it. But I've been on platforms. I've talked to people. I've written books. I've not even just written books. I've published 5 people's books with a 9th grade education, right? Now, through the years, I've gotten education, didn't complete some things, but I'm working on that. But my son, at age 2, he would play. He would beat on the pots. He could play them drums, y'all. If y'all didn't know, he can play some drums. Okay, drumline. I would always say drumline. I don't have nothing on my son. He can play them drums. I'm just like, come on, boy. Yeah, he can play them drums. And so I always, even in me growing up, nothing about me was caressed. Nothing about me was spoken life to. So me being loving the arts and the creativity and writing books, I didn't get the push from no one in my family for my son. He inspired me, but I inspired him because I could see his giftings. So I'm like, I'm not gonna allow nobody to rob him of this. And so he was peculiar and different, just like myself. But when you birth out a child like that, people, because they're not free, they don't understand your seed, but you do. But you got to get delivered, you got to get healed so you can totally embrace some of those things and be able to cultivate. See, my son has a voice. I used to always tell him he got the gift of gab. Where you get it from? You get it from your mama. Okay, you get it from your mama. He got the gift of gab. Okay, when he was young, he could listen. Let me tell y'all about him.
We finna go here now.
I worked at Taco Bell, and this is so funny. You know where I'm going with this.
I do. I already knew where you was going when you said it. Here we go.
So I worked at Taco Bell, and he was about 8 or 9.
Yeah,
About 8
around 9.
He wasn't 10, y'all. Homeboy could hustle. You hear me? He had to be at my job that day, and so he asked for an apron. So he puts on the apron, and he asked one of I was the assistant manager. He asked one of the workers for some taco sauce. I'm working the floor, you know. My son out there hustling. He got a tray. He put some napkins on the tray and some hot sauce, and he giving it to the people. Giving it to them. They started tipping him. So he on the job making money, giving out taco sauce and napkins. Next thing you know, he out there having full-blown conversation with this girl. Talking about his girlfriend. I said, baby, do you know how old he is? He told her he was 16. He was 9. I said, he can't be your boyfriend.
Oh, man.
So then, oh my God, the gift of gab, y'all. I'm telling you. So next thing you know, I think it was the same night. It was a Friday night. It was busy. I'm out there, and I got my crew. They watching them, you know, because I'm like, y'all watch my son. Don't let nobody get too close. So Joseph done told this man, think it was a security guard, how his mama worked so hard and how she can't afford to buy him them Jordans. This man going to get to his car, y'all, to get the money to buy my son some Jordans. But he started walking out there with him. Boy, what's wrong with you? Yeah, but mama, he gonna give me some. No, sir. He good. He good. Okay, that was one, y'all, because he wanted to talk about me. Let me tell you what else he did. He was trying to drive. Remember when I worked at Jack in the Box?
It's like everything's coming to my brain. You saying it.
Yes, me too. It's just coming out. It's just coming out. Y'all, if I was gonna ever beat him.
No,
if I was gonna ever beat him.
No, kill me. I was scared, bro. Hey, look, say.
Listen, I worked at Jack in the Box.
Well, about 11, maybe.
Yeah,
younger.
about 10. About 10. Yeah. Yeah, you was almost out of here, though. You was almost out of here. I had a manager on the ship, you know, young guy, just happy to be, you know. I said, let my son sit out there with him in the car, you know, eat his little food, you know, because they'd been in Jack in the Box. Let him sit outside. So he decides to let my son sit out there and listen to his music. Excuse me. So he's supposed to been out there listening to music, y'all, on a little CD player with his head. But he left the keys out there. Yes, he did. He left the keys to his big Chevrolet truck, one of them old school trucks. Oh, yes, he did.
Two-door, you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
Tahoe, you know
that steel. It was like made of steel, you know, just he left them out there. And where he was parked, to the right of that was the drive-through. Okay, the people was over there ordering food. Yes, they were. So that means there was a line behind this truck. My son decides to check out this truck and see, okay, let's see how it works.
Yeah, I could drive.
And he turns it on and puts it in reverse. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Woo! We caught him just in the nick of time. But I'm telling y'all, they saved him. They grabbed me. They grabbed me. Because they grabbed me. So that was an experience where, yeah. Did I get you? I don't even know what I did. I think I went blank.
No, you definitely got me. So look, she used to have this evil pinch, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what she did was she grabbed my neck, right, and she made me feel like my skin could come off.
Yeah,
She picked up so much skin off my neck, like you said, and turned it.
Yes.
Like she was trying to unlock something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what she did.
Yeah.
More than once, though.
Yeah.
I feel like I was getting stung by a million bees.
You feel it like 3 days later?
Yeah, bro, for real.
Walking like this.
For real. Like I got a hickey on the back of my neck.
Yeah. So that's a little bit about my son. That's a little bit.
51 minutes.
That's a little bit. But I'm gonna say whatever. At 35 though, at 35 I got to go to school for dance. And when I tell y'all, so let me tell you this. As much as I was around, and my son could tell you, because it's some stuff he didn't told me that he did, I could whoop him right now. Like take out a belt and whoop him. Because I was so naive. Like, I don't even know how I was that naive to be in my mom. Listen, I call my mom and dad, they was Bonnie and Clyde. Like
Red Deer OG.
They was out there. Like they was robbing, they was doing stuff, okay? And people look at me like I remember us being back home one day. And I was talking to my mama, and somebody rolled up and said, "Do you know it? Don't talk to her. You don't know who she is. Don't talk to her." I said, "Oh, she fine. That's my mama." And they eyes got so big. "That's your mama?" "Yeah, that's my mama." They couldn't believe it. "Yeah, that's my mama." You know, they was like, "She dangerous." "No, that's my mama. She good. Don't worry about it." But I went to school for dance at 35. And I'm telling y'all, some of the stuff my son had told me, I'm like, boy, you did what? But I was literally hid from a lot of things. And I think I know my naiveness kept me safe. It kept me safe because it's things that if I had connected with, I wouldn't have lived, because I do have a big heart. Like I see the good in everybody. Now, can I get with you? Yes, I can. Do I have that side of me? Yes, I do. Right. It takes, but I'll get with you if I need to. So I ain't no punk. I ain't gonna get that twisted, right?
Hold on, wait, y'all, because she got all these stories. My mama used to beat up the boys in the hood. Let's she talking real, you know what I mean? No,
yeah,
she used to go toe to toe in the trenches with not the girls, but the boys were scared to fight her. You know?
Yes. I mean, because I had to get people off of me. You know, I was bullied first, and I promise y'all, when I found out I had them hands, they started calling me Mike Tyson, and I was like, yeah. So I don't do that. You know, I haven't now. I'm very older now. I don't fight nobody. But if I had to, if I had for a certain reason, we're gonna leave that there. But anywho,
hands on somebody.
Yeah.
Try Jesus, don't try me.
Don't you do it. I got a shirt that says yeah. It says something about I got the Holy Ghost, but you can still catch these hands. Matter of fact, I had that shirt on earlier. I didn't want to wear that and mess with nobody, but so I took that out. But so at 35, I went to school for dance. Another hard hit was when my son was 22. 22. Let me think. I think you was not 22. You was 16 or 17. And I'm a dreamer. And when I see things in my sleep, and I know that it's something that I see the manifestation of it, I know to pray. I know to connect with those that can pray with me. My son, I had a dream, and in this dream, I saw him. The police came and knocked on the door, and they said, "Man, we need you to identify this body." And at that time, my son was out in the streets. He was with gangs and just trying everything. And I got up and I called those that I know will pray, and we prayed. And I said, and the prayer was, it was specific, and it happened. I said, "Yeah, pray he gets locked up tonight, because I'm not burying my only son." And I kid y'all not, the phone call came. He hears somebody call. He over our house. I said, "Call the police." You want me to call the police? Because I knew that it would save my son's life. Not knowing what I saw until he got locked up. And he told me what happened. His best friend, he was in the car with his best friend and other guys. And I don't know if it was a drive-by shooting. There was a shooting as soon as my son got out the car. And his best friend was killed. She was my classmate, his mother. Either I could have been the one that was mourning for my son, or we both could have been. And so my son know. I've always been a praying mama. I believe in the power of prayer, and prayer has saved my son. It saved me. It saved many. You know, when you pray and you have faith, the Lord is going to do it. And I know this without a shadow of a doubt. My son was saved. And so there was another hard hit because I saw it. And it didn't, it was other situations, but that was the main one.
There was multiple situations where she didn't know certain things was happening, where I'm out, you know what I'm saying? I think I'm in Arlington at this time. So there was a period where, a lot of periods, let's talk about this, because y'all don't really know. Y'all think y'all know still. No, it was a lot of time. Me and my mama went in the same house. I was a child, like a child, 13, like she tell you, 13, 12, 14, 15, 16, all this time. And so I'm living in Arlington. And at this point, I'm in the street, so I didn't connected with, like she said, I didn't connected with this random gang. And really, I'm just with everything. Like she said, you know what I'm saying? So I'm getting down with the situation, and I done got connected, you know what I'm saying, over here in this situation, and they taking care of me. So I'm really respecting this, you know, on a real level. So we out here, but we lit. We on all type of drugs. We're doing X, coke. We're doing all type of different, not coke, but we're doing X and all type of different stuff. So we out of there. We walking around though. We end up playing Nick or Knock. Y'all know what this is. You knocking on the doors and you running and doing. We just random. I don't know. You know how we still kids, even though we out here. You know what I'm saying? We out here late at night when we go to somebody's door. And I'm talking about he drenched in sweat. His eyes blood red. He drenched in sweat. I don't know what type of drug he's on. He had a big 357. I don't know if y'all know how big a 357 gun is. Pointed right at my forehead. Could have blew my head off, you know. And it's been plenty of times like that where my mama felt it, knew it, prayed I get locked up, and I did.
Yep.
All type of things where, you know, I was in them type of situations. Like I said, we could go through a lot of situations in that, but I'm just saying, like, for those that make it seem like, because I know the reason why this is powerful to me, because there's a thing called the spiritual community and the thing called Christianity. I don't people, and there's a judgment between. So people gonna be like, "Oh, she's praise dancing on the show. This is what is going on. No, this is the beautiful part about it. We breaking chains, and this is about love. This is about family. This is about God, period. One God, one being, one sound. This is about one. And when you moving from that, that's one line. The spirit, it's the same spirit. So when she was praying, and I know it's some of us, because some people, I have to say this. This is me intuitive. When I'm speaking, I have to say from the spirit is that those that may be battling in their head right now with certain things, because this is not the certain presentation, because you have been hurt by the church and you disconnect from certain things. We know certain things are not. It's been fabricated and been played on. That don't take away nothing from God and from the spirit. And so when I was out in them streets and she was praying, that covering. It's real, family. That's the spirit is real, and some people don't believe in praying, but there is a power when you pray from the intention, like true intention, true. You know what you praying on. That's how you manifest it into reality. That's called faith. So we can save each other lives through the power of prayer just by the faith that we and by my mama was scared, but she was able to alchemize that into power. In the pray, she could have just been fear, and that would have took me out. If she would have aligned with fear, I wouldn't. It would have gave more power to the enemy.
Right.
But she didn't align with fear. She aligned with, hold on, wait, this is not it. Let me get into warrior mode. So we have to understand these are weapons, family, that we have. You know what I'm saying? And whether it's my mother, grandmother, don't think just because you're evolving and you're getting maybe revelations that your mother and father didn't get, because whatever, that don't mean you disconnect and throw away. All these things are all puzzle pieces. This is all together. This is all one. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but I'm lit. I ain't finna go in. You know, this is the Sarafia show. Yeah, let's get it. This is called Sarafia's son. It was all a setup. You know what I'm saying? She letting y'all know.
Yes. And when you were talking, I did slightly forget about when we were living where we were living in Arlington, because Pastor Nettie called and saw, and I had a dream, and she said, you have to leave, right? I said, I know. She said, what do you know? I said, if I don't leave, my son gonna die. And remember, I called you, it was freezing cold. It was raining, freezing cold. And I told you got 2 days, 72 hours to make a decision, and I'm leaving you. And
we in the I'm like 14, y'all.
Yeah, 14. And if you ever, as a mother, one day my son was outside and I saw death all over him. Like when I looked at him, it was death in his eyes, like they were black. He was not my son, like he was out there. And when I got that phone call, I knew we got to go. I'm going to be burying my son. And I called him, and I was waiting. I was packing and packing. And I was like, is he going to come? Is he going to come? And we were driving out the city. And my son called me.
Yep.
And I went and got him. He was sitting outside in the rain with a hoodie on, sitting under a payphone.
And I had been living at a YMCA for that last 2 days, actually.
And I had to be soft but hard. I couldn't be weak. I had to show my son love, but if I had been weak, I would have lost him. So I had to talk to him in a tone. I had to act a certain way. I couldn't let him see where I was, because I would have lost him. And that's when the journey got more rough.
Yeah, definitely.
And then the second encounter, when I had the second dream, happened. And but God saved my son, because I knew when he was in my womb who he was. I still know today, right? And this is my joke, our joke. I was like, boy, you was something else, because no other baby could come through. You stopped all the babies from coming through. Nobody else could come through. You know, I was like, you 10 kids in one. But yeah. But I will say we have learned from each other. You know, there was a time me and my son couldn't talk. Like we could not talk. We could not. Yes. I mean, years years, like I would say from age 12 to probably 26 or 27, that we did not know how to communicate. Like, it's two hurting people trying to express their hurt, but you have to come to a point where, I'm the mama, well, I'm the son, well, you ain't respecting me, well, you ain't respecting me, look how you, so we're going back and forth, so we never would get anywhere. So we would just cut each other off. I hang up on him, he hang up on me. We wouldn't talk for months. I block him. I think I blocked him one time almost a whole year. And I was like, he's not going to continue to do this to me. But he had to deal with his and I had to deal with mine. And I remember I had to have a major surgery. And it's like, I got to tell my son, I'm not going in surgery and not connecting with my son. And that's when we started back communicating and talking. So then I had to realize, right, hurt, there's anger connected to hurt. There's anger connected to things you don't understand. And so I had to allow my son not to be disrespectful, but I had to allow him to get it out because there was rage in he had been his voice was in-house for so long where he couldn't talk to me. Even in church, like we went through things because he had a voice. He was intuitive, like he had questions, and it's like they didn't want to answer the questions. Sometimes they didn't have the answer, or the way he come off, like his strength, would come off. Same with me. I'm like, I asked him a question, I just want to know. But in their eyes, I was trying to belittle them or whatever. And the same with my son. But we had to come to that place. Like right now, we don't agree on everything. We don't agree. And so, but we're not totally on the same path. But I choose to love my son and I choose to have a relationship. He chooses to love his mama and have a relationship. And we respect each other's walk. We respect each other's life. And so we talk. We don't debate. There were times we couldn't talk. We debated on everything. Debating was destroying us. You don't debate you don't debate religion. You don't debate spirituality. You don't debate it. You can have conversation. We're not dealing with politics, right. So you don't debate that. You have conversation and you leave it there, right? You have conversation. And then I remember I would hear, if you have a pecan, you eat the meat and throw away the hull, that nasty part. So whatever is meat to you, you eat it. Whatever is not meat, you throw that away. Nobody even have to know it. You just wash your hands of it and keep moving. Our life has been, I just know it's new. Where we are today is new. And that's my thing. I stand on the scripture that said he makes all things new. Old things pass away and behold, all things become new. I believe that because all that ugly stuff, all that old stuff that was, when you don't heal, you die early or you look like you dying. You age.
Bars.
So you have to heal because we got to understand what's in you come out of you. How you think, that's how you move. So a man thinketh, so is he. So if you angry in your mind, your actions is angry. If you have low self-esteem in your mind, that's what you look like. If you're timid, however you think and whatever is in here, it's going to come out of you. We can, people try to portray, like they're this person, but your real person shows up. You're blinded to it, but other people are not. So why not walk out truth instead of living a lie? That's healing. Okay. That's being whole. If I'm jacked up, I'm jacked up. This is my season of jacked upness, right? This is where I am. Deal with it. But when I'm on the up and up, I'm on the up and up. I'm walking in prosperity. I'm walking in wholeness. I'm walking in confidence. This is where I am. Deal with it. right? And so that's where I am, and I know that's where my son is. You know, we're not everybody's flavor, and it's okay. We're not
Yeah.
everybody's cup of tea. It's okay. You hang with your kind. You deal with those who deal with you. We're not here. You know, I had to get delivered, okay, from people pleasing.
Mm.
Everybody like me, be my friend, love me, like me. No, I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you have to be in that place where I don't care. I don't need you to be my friend. I don't need you to support me. You don't have to come on my pod. You don't have to do anything because we want genuineness anyway, right? So this is Sarafia's son. I'm Sarafia. This is my son, and I'm an author. The last book I wrote, because when I danced that dance of cycles, we're breaking cycles. And so the last book I wrote was Eradicating the Spirit of Poverty in Families. That's powerful in itself because we're pulling it up out of the family, out of the bloodline.
And Kai, tell me all the conversations that we talk about, what we do. Tell me that my life don't literally like replicate.
Bro, this whole like I'm just mind blown. Like really, like I'm just like every single question that I had, you answered it.
Oh wow.
Every single question. So I'm just over here like, wow, I'm gonna just enjoy this at this point. Like, but yeah, like every single conversation is like this big confirmation and big growth and transformation throughout this whole, like, two different people. You know what I'm saying? Like from what y'all, the stories and up to this point, like, and continuously changing. Like, I love it.
Yeah. Continually. Yeah, we're gonna continue to change. It's we just keep going up. And as that song was saying, if you don't learn from your mistakes, we have to learn. Life is that's a tool. Don't shame what, I used to live in shame. Being beat, being molested, having an abortion, losing a baby, being divorced more times than I would like to be. Shame will cripple you. Shame will not allow you to get on platforms. Shame will not allow you to tell your truth. Why would you want somebody else to tell about yourself when you can tell about your own self? And can't nobody tell you about me better than I can tell you about me. My ups, my downs, my successes, whatever. But my book, Eradicating the Spirit of Poverty Out of Families, I wrote this book and dedicated to my grandmother. Because when my grandmother died, I said, I'm going to take care of my grandmother. And she died before I came out of poverty. And so I wrote in my book, poverty you died with, the past decade, the past generation. You might have died with my grandmother, but you'll die long before me. Okay, you got to go way before me, right? And so I know I'm called in charge to break the cycle of poverty. And my son is too. And that's why we get hit so hard. That's why the struggle, it'd be like, it was so easy for them, like sliced bread. And it's like, wait a minute, no. But the thing about it is when you constantly get these hits, you have to keep it in your mind. You got to keep your vision in the forefront. You got to keep where you saw yourself going, that door of opportunity, that window of opportunity, where you saw yourself, you got to keep that in front of you. Because the obstacles going to come, the distractions going to come, the hits are going to come. I've had a couple of surgeries. Sickness may come, surgeries may come. Something's going to come. The wind going to blow hard, right? The storm going to come. But how bad do you want it? And what did you say out of your mouth that you was going to do? What did you say out of your mouth where you were going to go, right? If don't nobody else hold on to the vision but you, that's the majority. Because can't nobody even see your vision.
That's powerful.
Yeah, that's the majority. Because I can't see your vision if you don't see it. Mm-hmm. And I can see you going somewhere. But if you don't see you going somewhere, it's a waste of my time and my energy. because you don't see yourself going there. You don't see yourself prosperous.
And people gotta understand this, right? This is what I'm learned, on my journey and how I have these extreme. I know I'll be telling him stuff that he know where we going and the vision and what we doing, and he don't doubt it at all. But most people in the things that we see reflecting, they think that this stuff sounds crazy. But what people have to understand is that it's called your vision. You know what that means? It's your job to be like a movie director or a writer and to be a writer and to put it in movie form where the people can digest it. So that is your work. That is you actually going out here when people are saying you can't do it and you showing them how possible it is. You see what I'm saying? Instead of the opposite, like they don't believe, make them. And if they don't, then it's not for them to believe.
Right.
Because if you're trying to focus on somebody else believing, that means you don't. Right. You're looking for validation. You're looking for a boost, a kicker, a coffee. I need a little wake up, a little pick me up. And then as soon as you ain't got no coffee, you back down. That means that this is not your passion, one, or you lack vision.
Right. Yeah.
So I think that's very, very powerful that you brought that up.
Yeah, very powerful. Yeah. You have to be your number one. You have to be. Because how can you lead? How can you say you're leading and you got followers if you stop leading?
Come on now.
It don't work like that. And so even in those hard times, in those rough times of me constantly just, it's like, God, but I know what I see. And then here's the thing. It gets hard when you're connected to people who have no vision. That's a hard thing. But even in that, you still cannot lose the vision. You still cannot lose your purpose. I'm walking purpose-driven life. Okay, they got a book, Purpose-Driven Life. That's me. Okay, purpose-driven. That's it. I'm going to get to my purpose. My son, why were we put here on earth? It's all about fulfilling the purpose. Mm-hmm. What's your call? What's your charge? For a long time, I was like, okay, I'm not going to talk. I'm too loud. I'm too country. I can't say the words right. I did all this stuff. And one day I said, you know what? I am who I am. This is how I talk. Deal with it. This is my sound.
Yeah, like Nefer Soul say it louder for the people in the back. Come on.
In the back. Yeah, this is my sound. This is who I am, right? It's your style. It's your persona, right? Mm-hmm. So just be free being you. And I'm just grateful because, like I said, of our journey. I'm grateful of our journey. What else? I wrote my first book in 2014. I don't know how much my son has shared. Have you shared anything about my mom, your grandmother?
Okay. It's been a while, but yeah.
Okay. So in 2014, now, all this time, let me go here.
Before because we're gonna do a quick. I have a segment. We're gonna take a break really quick. Give people enough time, go get some water, because this is definitely a movie. This ain't nothing you want to miss. And so, so this is a talk show type of vibes. We're gonna give people a break, give them a time, and this is deep stuff. Real quick, y'all like this, you know what I'm saying? Everybody here, y'all like. If you can send this to one mother right now, that would be amazing. And peace to Jay Devine that said he's gonna give it to his mother tonight, like a gift. So thank you, Mama, for your transparency that you have been given. I like that we're sitting back and we're just soaking it up because it's Mother's Day. So versus us even going more interview style like I would plan on talking about our story, this is everybody just being able to literally get a message directly from a mother on Mother's Day. So it's amazing.
Yes.
So this new segment is a new segment, you know what I'm saying, to the show. And y'all get ready for it. It's going to be every Sunday. We're going to have this on here. So y'all know Nefer Soul is Tribe. And so this segment is called 7-Day Cosmiometric Forecast. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. And we're making up new words over here. You know what I'm saying? So 7-day cosmiometric forecast with Nefer Soul.
Wholeness Tribe, it's your goddess Nefer Soul here with the cosmiometrics for the next 7 days. On the 14th, we are officially going direct with Mercury retrograde, so you can kind of calm down a little bit. We will not be getting the pressures of that energy any longer. But we do have the shadow phase that can still, mess with your technology a little bit, mess with your communication a little bit, so still be on your P's and Q's when it comes to that Mercury energy. And we also have Pluto that just went retrograde as well. So Pluto being retrograde in Aquarius is bringing us a lot of innovation when it comes to our human interaction with each other, as well as how we are looking at our reality, how we are perceiving our reality, because now we are in a phase where we have finally gone through enough rebirth and transformation that we can now move into what we are going to experience, which is a lot of playfulness and joy with Jupiter going into Taurus now. So all of that hard, heavy shadow work, we kind of can move into more light work now, because that Taurus being in Jupiter is going to allow us to really bring a lot of luck out, bring that heart space out, so you could be a lot more chill, playful, enjoying your space, enjoying your time. And with us having so much Vesuvian energy and having more rest being brought into our lives, because even though Taurus is about career, it is also about love. We're gonna have a lot of luck when it comes to love. So whether it's self-love, love with relationships, love with partners, you might even bring in a new love right now too. This Vesuvian energy is allowing us to be more in the heart space now and not as much in our root chakra. So we're moving out of that survival mode and moving more into living, enjoying yourself, living in that heart space, that middle path where you can allow yourself to, again, not be too much in the work and balance that out with play, rest, and enjoyment. And then with Mars now going into Leo, that very much complements that energy, because now you also get that playfulness, that excitement, that curiosity of a child that we get to utilize during this time, which again is helping us move out of that shadow work phase and into that light work phase. You don't gotta overwork yourself right now. You don't have to set high expectations. This is a time of surrendering, of detaching from society's standards, especially with Pluto going into that Aquarius energy. That is allowing us to see the changes in community, the change in structure in society. And again, having that Taurus energy in Jupiter, having that Leo Mars energy, that is all bringing a huge, beautiful, childlike energy to us this next week. So definitely kick back, do something fun, go on a swing, go to a park, go color, go paint, go do something fun, something that you wouldn't normally do when you're going through all this heavy shadow work. You want to tap into your inner child. You want to let go of that mindset and that mind space where everything is just hard work and constant battling of what you need to be doing with yourself. This is a time of just enjoying it, going with the flow and being in that flow state. Have fun tapping in with this streak of luck that we are embracing and embodying right now for the next 7 days. I love y'all, I appreciate y'all, and may y'all have a great rest of y'all week. Back to our cosmically scheduled program, Wholeness.
Amazing. Much gratitude once again to Nefer Soul.
Yes. Definitely, man. This is an amazing episode. Like I said it backstage, they just keep back to back, man. It's like eating your favorite candy. You can't stop.
Exactly. And I think that, I love this because, like I said, man, this is bridging the gap, family. And I have to say this. I've been waiting to just with myself, and I'm going to say this, but I have to. The Bible speaks about all these different people coming together, right? As a whole, different colors, different races, different religions, different walks of life, and they all were in reverence together. That was one of the most powerful parts of the Bible. And to me, that was a part that showed what we supposed to be like. That's racism is not just about skin. That's what Mama talking about. We use races to each other based off of a belief system or whatever that we identify with was our divine purpose. But we don't have the same divine purpose. That don't mean we're not part of the body of Christ. You see what I'm saying? She might be right here with the eyes. I might be right here in the heart space. Somebody gonna be the foot. Those all look different. And as we evolve as human beings, that's gonna look different.
Don't look different.
But
Exactly.
are we going to be racist, which is an illusion? Or are we going to accept each other for the power because God speaks to us in all different ways? Because if we understand that God is everything, then we got to understand that even the most dirtiest person that we would say is even the serial killer is connected to God.
Right.
It's deep. I like the. It's in my head. I'm playing what you just said out with food. Like you ask yourself, what makes a salad a salad? What makes a pizza a pizza? It's not just the lettuce. It's not just the tomato or the onion or whatever the case may be. Now you may have those who may like olives in their salad, and you don't like olives, but that don't mean that's still not the salad. That don't mean that's still not God. You dig what I'm saying? So everybody has their own way to make a salad with their own dressing, but it's still all the same thing. So I just love definitely how this gap is being bridged, and just the level of awareness you can have in these other walks of life in your own way. And it's just as powerful, just as true, just as like it's just amazing. You did, it's just amazing. I'm definitely grateful here, and definitely on a Mother's Day as well. Like it's just so powerful, man.
Jada Devon once say, "Love is my religion." Come on now. My mantra is, if love isn't attached, we don't react. Come on now.
Yeah.
I love that.
Love is the key.
So let's get to it. We got a little break, a little refreshing moment, and then we tapped into love. So that was all divine. So let's talk about grandma.
Yes.
That's where we were at.
So what I was going to say was I left home at 14. I never went back home. Never went back home. I left at 14. And that's where my journey started as a woman at 14. I never went back home. My mom, so I was that girl who always yearned to have those mall days and go sit and just eat with my mom and tell her everything. I used to think like the people with the house and the white picket fence and, like Little House on the Prairie. And I had these dreams and visions, to have this type of relationship with my mom. And I never got it. And so that disturbed me, because I wanted that. And because when they're in the streets and they're doing everything, you can't trust them with your information. Okay. Because everybody is going to have your information. Mm-hmm. So it was intimate times or things I needed. And so me being a young girl, having to move quickly into motherhood or womanhood, a lot of things they did not tell us. And that was the other thing. It's things that I share with my son, even because I was a young mother. So I told my son truths, and my son knew my mama can't drink. He like,
no, don't tell it. Come on, don't tell it. Come on, let's go. Matter of fact, before she tell you, I'm gonna tell you the drinking story. I'm gonna let her tell the first time she smoked, because I wasn't there for the smoking story, but I was there for the. So my mama had maybe 2 wine coolers. Maybe. You hear what I said? Maybe. She say, Jodeci, what's your name? she tore up. Like, and I'm watching my mama drink wine coolers. So that's what I knew. And also, like she said, our family, a lot of alcoholics. So you watch people drink whiskey straight. Mama drinking this Kool-Aid. And she is done. But you gotta tell the story when you first smoked, and this I'm saying, when if something ain't for you, family, you better pay attention.
Yeah, first and last hit.
Yeah, you better pay
first and last. So, oh my God. So wait a minute. Let me say this too. One time my allergies was really, really bad. This was at Uncle Captain's house. My allergy was so bad. This is embarrassing to say, but I'm gonna say it. I just gulped down some children's Benadryl. And I was drunk. Who gets drunk off of children's Benadryl? Me. Very low tolerance. But when I was 18, his dad and it was his aunt. So they was, had them little joint. And I'm like, I don't want to try that. Let's just try it. I'm like, what you supposed to do? Okay, I don't know what to do. So they trying to tell me what to do, how to hold it, and they's like, you wetting it all up. I'm like, well, I don't know what to do. So they trying to tell me. So they trying to tell me how to inhale and exhale. And look, I'm choking. Okay. So apparently it got in my system. Okay. Me personally, very intelligent lady. I sure am. But I have my moments. Okay. I didn't need that smoke. Okay. Didn't need it. It just made me extremely goofy and extremely hungry. I was so hungry. I just wanted some food. So there was a convenience store across the street. And I'm like, I want some snacks. You hear me? I have the munches. I want some snacks. So I go outside and there's this dog out there. The dog is mad. Okay. The dog growling, barking, and growling. He walking up on me. But he's funny to me. And I'm laughing. So the more he barked, the more I laugh. And I'm crying to almost I peed my pants. I'm in the middle of the street on the ground laughing at a dog barking and growling. And I didn't smoke that much weed. But I'll tell you what, I never hit it again.
And family, anybody that's in the crowd, in the audience, that I said the crowd. We're going to the stage. Anybody in the crowd. If you ever smoke weed, I don't care if it's the best stuff you ever had in your life. Have you ever saw a dog, an aggressive dog? Ain't your dog? Don't know the dog. This dog is ready to tear your leg off, and you gonna lay in the street with it and laugh at it.
You laugh at it. Yeah.
That's a sign.
Yeah. That was a sign. Don't ever do that again. Yeah. They had to come out because I couldn't pull it together. So at 18, that was it. Now, when we got married, me and his dad got married, and we had a Amy, Ain't Mary could turn up. Now, I'm not a drinker, okay? All I know is she pouring this clear stuff in her cup, and she giving herself a lot of it, and she put a little orange juice. All I know is our wedding night, and she gives me a little bit of the clear stuff and a whole bunch of orange juice. And I'm trying to figure this out. Why this my night. Give me more. Not knowing that while you're dancing, okay, because I love to dance. So we just jamming. We jamming it out, just dancing. Not knowing that if she gave me a little bit more, what was going to happen next. So I convinced her, just give me a little more. I'm whispering, give me a little more. So she gave me half a cup of gin. Now I told y'all my story. I can't drink. So I got a half a cup.
Know anybody, even people that drink, you can't play with no gin.
Do you hear me? So I had a half a cup of gin, but I'm jamming. Okay, it's my wedding night. I'm jamming. Until I lay down. Y'all know how you at the circus and that guy, they pin the lady on the wheel, and then she start going around and around and around and around, and whoo, that's what happened. That bed spit, y'all. When I got up, I threw up everywhere. And then let me tell y'all what's funny. I ain't never been drunk no more, but at that moment, I found out I was a crying drunk. Now them people get drunk and they just cry. You don't love me. And yeah, I was that person. So no, that's not for me. So yeah, we get past that. So for all of you, I have tasted some liquor and I puffed a little piece of a joint. That was it. Not for me.
And I
Okay.
think what's deep is that what she's making the point is that, you know, she
Everybody became
surrounded
addicts.
around it. Yeah, she was
Yeah.
surrounded around it. You know what I'm saying?
Surrounded. Yeah.
And so sometimes we become pockets of our environment and our life get hard because we are literally attached to things that literally hate us and don't resonate with us at all. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, so be aware enough to know that ain't for me. Even if everybody around you, that's what they do, it's possible. Because sometimes we'll be like, that's my family, that's my family. You know what I'm saying? Like we think that we will embrace things of our family like it's going like it's us. That's like, you know, they'll say them people, you know, the whites, they always do this, and the rays, they always do this, and these certain families, if you identify with that, then you will go on this journey and almost kill yourself. For instance, me, right? I wasn't never made to be in those streets. To be real, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? That's not me core at the core, really. But I was in that situation out there doing things and really could have risking my life and doing stuff. This is the thing about it, right? When you doing something you're not supposed to do, you do it the most extreme. So the most gangster nigga in your hood probably ain't a real gangster.
Right.
He's projecting and he has to prove this to himself every day. And he's trying, you know, they say you try hard, die hard.
Yeah.
They dying every day because
Right.
most of us are not, this is not who we are. My mama just so happened to pay attention to the signs and say, no, I ain't doing that. Because if she would have tried to get drunk too many more times, go to some parties that wasn't her family, and she was trying to hit a few joints around people that, you know, thought that she was the comedy. You see what I'm saying? And they would have, let's get a high right now. Like a Friday, Chris Tucker on there, like how they got a kick out of smoking with him and watched him run around naked and video, you know. So she paid attention to that. So y'all got to pay attention to those type of signs.
Right. And on the flip side of that,
of the world.
On the flip side of that, there was an enemy. There was an enemy that grabbed my mother and her siblings. Okay. They all drug addicts and alcoholics. And then that same enemy went after my siblings. And it bypassed me and got my son.
No facts.
Okay. And that enemy was an enemy of death. Yeah. So it was given to him.
I'll take it.
Yeah. Given. So it was an enemy of death of his life, in their life, death of purpose, death of vision, to make sure they never be who they were called to be. That's the enemy. If we never fulfill our purpose, if we never get healed, that's the enemy. And anything that takes us out of being in our right mind is an enemy. Anything that takes us out of peace is an enemy, right? And so that's what it was after. So not being able to be around my mom. So in 2014, my grandmother passed. And again, I have the gift of dreams. Had another dream. This dream, my grandmother passed, I saw my grandmother pass. And I saw my mother calling me and telling me, no, she called me crying on the phone. And next thing you know, I saw the eulogy. So about a couple of months went by. It was on a Sunday. I was taking a nap. I missed the call, but my mom's voice on the voicemail, I knew my grandmother had passed. So my grandmother passed. A few months later, I had another dream. In this dream, I saw my mother executed. In the dream, they called her a snitch. They beat my mom, and I saw a 10-year-old boy literally blow my mom's brains out. What did I do? I know who I am. I know who resides in me. I prayed. I prayed to the Father. I prayed. And in this prayer, and I did the same thing. I prayed for her to get locked up because if she was locked up, they couldn't kill her. Okay. My mother, within 2 months, she was a fugitive. She was locked up. So this little girl that's always yearned for the love and let's hang out and mommy daughter time. In my 40s, I still had to yearn and still cry because I still want this with my mom. So I had to go through another level of healing because I was angry. So here's another level of anger and hurt because now you've gotten yourself put in prison. So now I still don't get it. I'm still being robbed. So I had to go through another level of healing and let that go. Because now here we go again. I'm being a mama to my mama because I need to go visit my mama. I need to put money on my mama's books, right? I need to encourage my mother. Everything that I needed my mother to do for me, it flipped again. But I'm not mad today. Okay? So the day my mom was sentenced to prison was my first book. I released my first book, Spirit and Flesh Dancing Together as One. And that day, earlier that day, I was a new author. A few hours later, I was down the road, sitting in the courtroom, looking at my mom in chains in an orange suit with my son.
Deep. That was that fast. I didn't even connect it, but we did have that event, the release of your book.
Yep.
And then that's deep.
Yep. All on the same day. And, again, if I wasn't strong in my faith, if I wasn't strong in my walk, there was another incident that could have took me out. It could have put me on drugs. It could have put me on alcohol. I could have committed suicide if I wasn't where I was in my faith. Because it shook me, right? So we're still walking this thing out. We're still walking it out. But again, keeping your eyes on your purpose, keeping your insides healed. It is so important that we allow healing to happen. For me, Holy Spirit heals me. My prayers heals me. The word of God heals me. Me laying everything on the altar. Me repenting. Me forgiving. All of that. Even, this is powerful. Even what we eat, y'all. Even what we eat makes a difference. There's times that I'm having it and I know it. I'm on this like emotional roller coaster. Sometimes we get there. And it's like, I'll drink a Coke. My son be like, probably looking at me crazy, but I drink a Coke. And it's like, it's the best thing ever. But at that moment, that I need that Coke. Like at that moment, this is my moment, Sometimes it's not the Coke. Sometimes a Coca-Cola. Let me not say Coke. Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola. Sometimes it's chocolate. Or sometimes it's just sitting there quiet. Gathering your thoughts. So I learned that way of escape of just gathering my thoughts. Or I just begin to dance. Or just go outside and just feel the breeze, Just feel the breeze outside. Look at the sky. I'm a sky watcher. I love to look at the sky. It's so peaceful, right? So many people, they don't even look at the green grass. I can look at trees, y'all, and literally see trees dancing. Mm-hmm. If you watch trees dance, mm-hmm. If the wind is blowing real good and the grass is kind of high, the grass, it dance. You can see a puddle of water and it can flow. It'll have a rhythm, right? So there's always, the word tells us, it gives us a way of escape. We just got to tap into that place to escape. It ain't always got to be a drug, a pill, a patch, a shot, or whatever. It don't always have to be connecting to the wrong person. A lot of times we run to the wrong person, then you get connected spiritually with that person because now you have connected yourself intimately with them. Now you didn't allow them to deposit some stuff in you. Now you're dealing with a whole lot of stuff when you could have just said, oh, the way of escape, breath of fresh air. Mm-hmm. Look outside. Let's just look outside. Eat clean. And these things will lift weights off of us. Read your word. Talk to yourself.
Mm.
There's power in talking to ourselves. There's times because of my life, I'll get in my car and I'll scream, I'll holler, because it's like just to release it. So it's like, what is your place to release? Everybody don't have to be in the place when you release it, but what is your place of release? Sometimes that's what mine is. Just get in the car and holler.
Mm.
Sometimes I might just clap my hands, just whatever I feel like I need to do at that moment. And so through this whole segment, as sons, and then there's daughters on here, there's mothers on here, allow yourself to heal. Allow your son, your daughter to have a voice. Listen, do we want to hear everything? No, we don't.
Mm.
We don't get a handbook as parents. So we need to hear our sons and our daughters. They have a voice. Now, I'm not saying we disrespect our parents and we disrespect our sons and daughters, but there is a voice. And sometimes when they have not been able to release at all, it come out like a roar.
Yeah,
You know?
hey, say family. I was not, and it's still there, like she said. You know, it's about being balanced and understanding that. But you really like it's really important, you know, that you know yourself, you know, your weaknesses, you know your strengths. Because the thing is that a weakness ain't nothing but a lesson. It's some lessons you got to learn to turn that weakness into a strength. But the problem is you got to embody that it's a weakness first. You got to embody, man, I'm not good at that. Once again, the ego, the pride. We can't go out here and no dang on well that we shouldn't be on this basketball court trying to go one-on-one or play a team game against Michael Jordan, LeBron, and Steph Curry. But since we got the opportunity, now I'm gonna do it. I got it. And then we put ourselves in a position to be humiliated publicly. Now we got to go through that lesson and that part of the process before we even build it as a strength. And so sometimes we got to understand, don't make yourself weaker to turn your strength into your weakness into a strength. You see what I'm saying? Because then we get to a place of no return. Then we go to drugs, we go to alcohol, we go to sex, we go to relationships, we go to eating unhealthy food, we go to all these, you know, what they call them guilty, I don't know, about to say guilty habits.
Guilty pleasures.
Guilty pleasure. There we go. I like that, because pleasure, that's what we're looking for, that stimulation. You know what I'm saying? Like 2 episodes ago, I think we talked about the power of writing letters to self. So as people keep talking about what you're talking about, like you don't need to, like me and my mama, honestly, a lot of our healing, the stuff we're talking about now, in our one-on-ones and our conversations, they're very revealing, they're deep and they're healing. But honestly, the deep stuff that we had to do it by ourselves.
Right.
I wasn't able to talk to mama about a lot of stuff that I needed to get off, needed to say. You know what I'm saying? None of got closed. So then I had to find ways to do it. But I'm gonna say this too. Just with our situation and with me in my life, and I speak about this a lot on this platform, what opened the door for us, my side when it comes to my mother's relationship was compassion.
Mm-hmm.
I started to have compassion for your life. I started to look at, you know, the family, look at, you know, my grandma, look at, you know, the relationships, look at your career, look at, you know, every aspect of your life. You know, look at the things that worked out, things that didn't, things that were distractions, the things that were attachments, and that you were looking for something. You wasn't even happy with what was in your life, but you were looking for something. Versus in my perspective, she was happy with this. She was happy. We get so caught up and we assume what parents was thinking, what they was doing, why they was doing what they was doing. We don't take on account, like me and my wife talk all the time about how her mom like would pay all these bills and take care of all this, and they never missed her. She was always still at home when they got out of school. She was always, and we talked about, like, how was that possible?
Right.
So we have to think about our mothers and think about our parents and really think about if you had a child at that age and where you were at, or if you did have a child at that age and how things, we have to understand and look at that from that point and think about the times they was in, things that you were overcoming. Like in this day and age, that is unheard of for a mother to be able to, and I'm not gonna say unheard of, but to be able to not to be active in the home and still be able to carry, working multiple jobs. Because obviously, like y'all working corporate jobs, y'all still working the fast food, the regular these regular pants. So you got to pull more than one to carry the load, and then to still be able to be attentive to a child, spend time, like that right there is commendable in enough in itself, because parents ain't about being perfect,
right?
And that's another thing. We I think sometimes we want the perfect child, we want the perfect parent,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Both. We get caught up in this, but you know why? It's love. The thing that's perfect is the love, but we confuse the love with the action. And I just talked about a few episodes ago. Love is not an action word. It is actually a vibrational or something that penetrates the heart. You feel it first before the action. The action is an example of the love.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So we have to just embrace the love, fam. Me and my mama wouldn't be here if we didn't embrace the love. Period, point blank. Like we was beefing. Not tell you, y'all talking about beefing. Y'all ain't seen beef. Like I'm talking about since I was a child. War.
Right.
Like we going at it. We done had some physical stuff. The stuff that's been said out our mouths is, I mean, you couldn't even, and now we have conversations.
Like literally hurt. Like, and for me, I'm like, I don't want to say or do, but I didn't know what to do. And the kind of child I was blessed with, strong will, gifted, everything. And then I'm insecure. I'm a young woman, been abused, molested. I'm insecure and I want to be perfect. I want to be a perfect mother, but I don't know how. But you said something key a while ago when you were like, you had to have compassion for me, but I had to have compassion for you. I had to hear you because what I went through affected you. Because I didn't go through it by myself. Majority of what I went through, you were there. You see? So then you a male child watching your mother go through. So that's even a greater hit because you're a male child. This is your mama. So what is it doing to you? It's building up anger. And when I get older, what you gonna do? So you're processing. So I put you in a lot of dangers too. Because literally you, God forbid, you could have became a murderer.
No, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? You could have took out the person that was hurting me. So I could have lost my son. So there's a lot of things I had to process, but I had to deal with me first. I had to deal with my shame. Before I could even hear you, I had to deal with my shame. I had to deal with, we struggled. I didn't want my son to struggle. But I got to say this last thing about the power of my son's faith and the gift to talk. We're going to end on this note. This is so good. I used to call him my little drummer boy. We lived in this house. If you remember what I'm going to say. We lived in this house and I had all these children. I had 4 children. Like I said, from the beginning of the show, I had my sister's children. And it was my son's birthday. And we was that moment, we were struggling. And I'm like, Lord, I know you're going to make a way. So that particular day, I was like, we're going to clean house. We're going to clean up. So we cleaned the house. I had the windows up. I had worship music on. House smelling all good. We really didn't have a lot of food at all. But I had some Jiffy blueberry muffins. So I'm in there doing the Jiffy blueberry muffin. I think I had a pot of beans on. School was getting ready to start. And I wanted my son to have some nice clothes. He's going to go to a new school. And he said, Mama, when I get my money, I'm going to give you, I think you told me you're going to give me $50. I'm going to give you some money. And I said, you going to get some money? He said, yeah, for my birthday. So I ended up getting some funds together and I baked him a cake. And I put the blue icing on it and my little drummer board, and I drew some drums on there with the sticks. And he trying to figure out what was going on. So I had my other babies to come in the front. I told them one by one, come in the kitchen. We had those.
Wait, I was mad, y'all.
I was angry.
I was heated because I'm like, she don't care about my birthday. Like, you really don't care? You know, you forgot. Like, what's going on? You know, like.
So I was like, you stay in the room. So I got each child one by one and told JoJo he had to stay in the room. We closed those. So I said, when he come in, y'all say surprise, okay? So we said surprise. And I don't know, I might have the order wrong, but yes, the order is wrong. Hold on, y'all. We cleaned house and everything. And this how I got the money to bake his cake. We had the cable guy to come.
Oh, yeah.
Cable guy came. He's trying to sell us some cable. And I'm like, sir, I'm not able to. I don't have the money, you know. And he came in and he sat on our couch. I remember his name, but I can't remember his name. And he told me, he said, ma'am, he said, I just have to tell you. He said, I've never been in nobody's house where I felt the presence of the Lord. He said, he is here so heavy. He said, your house is so beautiful. And he said, and he cried. It's the cable guy, white guy. And he said, I know you can't get cable. He said, but what size clothes do the babies wear? It was my youngest. And he said, I'm going to ask my wife if we can, you know, because we got a little one and we can give y'all some clothes. I was like, okay. He said, and I'm going to be back. I said, okay. So one day, it was a few days. It wasn't his birthday yet. Yeah, a few days went by. And I see the cable guy coming down the street. I can't remember his name. He waving. Smiling and waving. So he came to the door. He said, now, I got something to tell you. So I've already talked to my wife. I've already told my wife how your home felt and just everything. He said, I got a bonus. So I got $100 bonus. And he said, I want to give this $100 to you. He said, it's your choice. You can get the cable or you can just keep it. I already talked to my wife and we're giving you this $100. For me, that was a prayer answer because my son said, Mama, when I get some money, I'm going to take you out to eat. That's what it was. I'm going to take you out to eat when I get money. And so I don't have no money, right? Have this $100. I took 50 and bought his clothes and I gave him 50 $1 bills.
Mm-hmm. I can see it. I can remember the shirt I had on. I had a bell. What's that stuff called? Bell bug or what is it?
Bugle.
Bugle.
Okay.
Bugle. I had a Bugle Boy shirt on. It was like light blue. I can see it right on my head.
Yep,
like
it was light blue. Well, I think it had some stripes on it or something.
Yep. This is deep. I can literally see this right now.
Yep. So I have your money. I didn't went and got 51s. And then now I tell the babies to come in and sit at the table and they looking at the cake. I'm like, don't you touch that cake. You know, wait till JoJo come. So then when he came in, the candle was lit and we started singing happy birthday. And he was so like lit. And I said, I got your money. And I counted them out by ones. And so for me, like I said, my life has been a life of faith and prayer. And joy. I know that the God that I serve, I know he deposits joy in me because y'all heard my whole story. And my son is my son, and he know most of the time this is me. Now, again, there is another side if you press the button. But for the most part, this is me. Even when I don't know. This is who I am. And so, son, and I'm not going to mess up your name. Kai, I really am very grateful to be on here. This is the first time that me and my son together shared our story. I've shared bits and pieces through the years, but this is the first time that we've been on a platform and have just been able to share in a more healed place because healing is a process, but we did a lot of healing, and still got a lot more to go. So thank y'all so much.
Of course.
Much gratitude to you for your vulnerability. They've been going in the chat just about the flow state, the love, the vulnerability, the rawness. That's what this platform is all about. Shadow Work Sundays, where self-love is therapy. So this was all about when you said darkness and those dark parts of us, and those that's what the shadow is. So we bringing the shadow into the light, and in the result, it equals to us being and living in a place of self-love. And when we live in self-love, we become love and we give love. So this is amazing. I want to say this, that I've always told my mama that I was going to change her life since I was a little child. You know what I'm saying? And we had plenty of conversations. Even now, I tell her, like, we here, we close. Like, we not even close, we here. Like, I'll be calling up with news and I know that this story, won't be the last time y'all hear it, and just know it's a lot of parts of it that you ain't heard. Right. And it's gonna get I'm gonna play a song real quick, but I want to let y'all understand that these stories, family, don't nobody got your story. Right. Like, we complain a lot about the things that happen to us in life, not understanding that those things that happen to you are the very thing that is going to change your life while it changes others' lives. If you just stop being scared to tell it. We come up in Black homes where they got our grandparents and everybody got secrets just as a family that we don't know nothing about. They hid all the shadow stuff. They hid all their dirt. They hid so we didn't know where it was coming from, what was happening. We gotta be real so that the generation coming after, they'll know the things that the generation before was battling with, and then we'll give them the cheat code. This live is a cheat code for my mother's grandchild. This is a cheat code for my child. They can come back and listen to this, and they can connect, and they can hear all these stories and hear all this, and this is cheat codes for when these things happen to them. Oh, I can identify with that. That ain't me. That's that generational curse trying to rise, and we already broke that. They can identify that. So we're gonna end this podcast and this episode.
Son, I'm sorry. I just thought about something. It's very prevalent. I have to say this. So your mother raised 3 generations. So my sister's children, my sister, and both of my sisters, then my younger sister had 3 children, which we just talked about. And those 3 children, the youngest one had a child. And she's here with me now. She's 3 years old.
That's facts.
So I want to end on that note.
That's deep.
She's here too.
I love that, because in this ending, this close, in my head I kept hearing like birthing. It's like your whole life you've been birthed, and you've been birthing your reality over and over and over and over again to align it to one to where now y'all can actually catapult, and now like you're projecting your growth through birth onto him. So now he's becoming you in his own way through birth and transformation. So like it's powerful, and I'm definitely grateful that you passed along that gift of motherly energy to a masculine energy.
Because that's what they know me for, mama. They know me, honestly. I'm literally known for moving through love. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is a part of what I'm known for and who I am. And y'all heard the song 5G. If y'all was on the in the Galactic episode, Brandon King OC, he said, my brother, he said on the song, he said, it's because the way that you and your mother love. It's the love in your mother. It's that love. There she go. There she go.
Hi, everybody.
Yep, you on TV.
I just always went.
Say, you see, who is that? Who is that? Don't be making those faces.
Right.
She's a comedian, y'all. Who is that? Is that JoJo?
JoJo in my pot.
She's a comedian, y'all. So I had to come show y'all.
You wrestle like in my prison like that is.
Okay.
Yeah, like my video.
Wait.
She said like my video. She said like my video, y'all. Y'all like her video. She
Like her video, so like my video.
Like my video.
I'm keeping this.
Papa is watching TV about.
Listen. Say thank you.
Thank you
for having
Gigi
on your show. Bye.
Bye.
You're welcome.
Hey, that's lit, man. I love it.
Oh man, I just saw something about it. Yeah, this has been very revealing and amazing. Somebody say, "Mama manifest." You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I like it. So let's get into it. I'm gonna keep it on the screen actually as we get into this next record. So you know I gotta play "Stay Blessed," Mama. Like, come on now, we cannot. That's how we rocking now. After I play "Stay Blessed," Mama, if there's a private chat, can you see the private chat in the back? It should say a little spot back here. You see it? And there, put the link to your books so I can put them on the screen. We're gonna talk about the books and where to find them after we play the song.
Yay! Okay.
Promote. All right, let's get it.
Lucas.
I'm just blessed to be a better man. I'm just blessed to be where I am. I'm just blessed to have who I have. Still blessed if it don't last. Can't go nowhere being stressed and mad. I don't need nobody. I just need to laugh. See my future. Can't forget.
Did it stop on y'all?
Yep.
I ain't never having haters. They want to bring it back, y'all. We good. I'm gonna bring it right back. I was making sure it wasn't my computer doing that. Can y'all see it?
Nope. Oh, yep. That's good now.
Okay.
Lucas.
I'm just blessed to be a better man. I'm just blessed to be where I am. I'm just blessed to have who I have. Still blessed if it don't last. Can't go nowhere being stressed and mad. I don't need nobody. I just need to laugh. See my future. Can't forget the past. Feeling no pressed. I remove the mask. Then master gas to the windows blast. Thanking y'all that I made it back. The chosen one with the chosen map. The spirit let me know where I'm at. Skirt. I'm on my way to the cash. Everything I do through Christ will last. But should I fruit me? Y'all got my back. About to pull up with kings like a wolf pack. Tell a DJ to run back. Hit the gun range, where my gun at. The conscience don't live where the fun at. I enjoy being where the sun at. Imagine the power that run that. I wanna be where my mama at. Long days at the laundromat. Then go home and take a nap. Memory lane, I go way back. Now I wanna deposit 100 racks. Then call in and tell her to stay blessed. Yeah, stay blessed. Gotta stay blessed. Gotta stay blessed. I'm so blessed and highly favored, yeah. Hard work and dedication, yeah. Just had to overcome patience, yeah. Might not have a lot of fans, but I'm blessed to have the ones I have. Still blessed if it don't last. It's a marathon, I was off track. Tiring knowing y'all all rap. And I got a gift that's unwrapped. Wanna open the business that's all black. Travel the world as the money stack. And I wanna deposit 100 racks. Then call my mama, tell her to stay blessed. Gotta stay blessed. Stay blessed. Gotta stay blessed. I'm so blessed and highly favored, yeah. Hard work and dedication, yeah. Had to overcome patience, yeah. Stay blessed. Stay blessed. Gotta stay blessed. Now I wanna deposit 100 racks and call it and tell it stay blessed. Gotta stay blessed. I'm so blessed and highly favored, yeah. Hard work, dedication, yeah. Had to overcome patience, yeah. Stay blessed. Stay blessed. Gotta stay blessed. I just wanna call you, mama, tell you I love you and stay blessed.
Okay, thank you. I love you too. You stay blessed.
Yes, ma'am.
Where you going?
All the way to the top.
Oh, that's good.
We're going together.
Already.
Already.
I got my bags packed.
Let's roll.
Ready to go to the top. Game time, baby.
Game time.
Game time.
Got me mad, JoJo.
Huh?
I didn't think he was recording me that day. That was just our conversation, and he put it on there. So yeah, I didn't even know.
Yeah. That's I was like, and then I honestly I just got myself right now because I didn't know I created that video. I haven't seen that video in years. So I'm putting it up right now to play the version I played on the show yesterday. And I was like, hold on, wait, I made a video to this. So I'm looking at all these pictures and it was so perfect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
that green outfit is your daddy bought that. That overall jumper suit I had on.
Wow. The picture, yeah. That is deep. So let's get into it, y'all. You know, so I'm gonna put the website on the screen, and then you can elaborate on what they can find on this website.
Okay. I gave you two. So that one, okay. So that is Perfect for Me Designs, made with you in mind. I sew and create satin bonnets and satin scrunchies and satin wraps. I also eventually will have the holistic things like your oils and your shea butters. For me, when I think about oils, I think about healing, not just smell good, but what can it heal? Like I deal with eczema. Sometimes I deal with muscle pain. And so when I think about healing of the body with natural products that doesn't put chemicals in us, that's what I'm going to do. Also, the book is on that website as well. This is the book.
Got you, mama.
Oh, you got it. Okay. So I wrote this book. I designed the cover and I published the book. And yeah, it's talking about how to eradicate poverty. It tells about our story. And then there's some prayers in there that you can pray. And there are some declarations because, you know, life and death is held in the power of the tongue. So what you speak is what you create or what you manifest.
Telling y'all, don't be asleep. Y'all go get the book. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all know how we are. We are a reading community. That's the good thing about the black folks over here, the neuromelanated people over here. We read. So y'all definitely go tap in. Y'all already got to feel her, you know, see where she coming from. You know, so definitely go support. And then this is the next one.
All right. So that's Sarafia's Anointed Creations. I sew worship flags, like the flags I was dancing with. I dyed the flags. So they were plain white. And then I dye them. You may get fire, you may get water, it just depends on what it is that person would desire. I also sew garments like the clothes I have on now. I recently started doing that. Scarves that you want to put around your neck. And then I also have a dance book. It's my first book, Spirit and Flesh Dancing Together is one. What else is on there? think at the moment that's everything at the moment that's on there is majority of your worship tools.
So y'all go tap in. You got dance, you got healing, you got, eradicating poverty, you got your flags, you got, the bonnets, everything holistic, the holistic healing coming. Y'all go tap in. Everything is designed by her. So, as a business, y'all know how that can be for entrepreneurs, and she is literally self-made. Everything that she sold, I'll be on the phone with my mama, the machine all in the background, and she going hard, you know what I'm saying? Also, family, because y'all know how I am about the tribe and us connecting, this is a platform where we connect. So if anybody out there hit me up, inbox me, because she is definitely building, and to have someone that's on the team would be amazing. So if you have a passion for sewing, hit me up, family.
And I also do a little bit of coaching. I've done some coaching for those who are building a business, especially if you're building a business on a budget and you just need to know how to budget out the things that you need. Also coaching as in just mental, of how to get started. In the book, Eradicating the Spirit of Poverty, there is a place to write 21-day journal in the back, how to eradicate stinking thinking. What does your stinking thinking look like? So once you read, then you need to empty it out. And so that's also in the back of the book.
I see. So once again, much gratitude to the family, to the tribe, to everybody that tapped in with us on this episode, the people that's not going to catch the live, that's watching it
all
now.
The mamas.
Live. Yeah, all the mamas, this was amazing. I couldn't have asked for more, I think that we just created something new. So mothers, even though this is your day, try to give your child a gift too. Because today I received a gift from my mother, and that's, I don't know if you know that, but that's how I'm processing this. That's how, from the beginning, from the dance, I already knew the gift had already, been unwrapped. It's kind of like having a gift that continues to evolve, because I knew it was
like to say gifts that keeps on giving.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. So we're gonna see y'all next Sunday. We got some big things cooking up. Before we get to season 7, it's going to be a lot of shifts and a lot of major upgrades happening. Peace and abundance and gratitude to Nefer Soul for this new segment that we have on the show. And y'all be on the lookout for that. Shadow Work Sundays will be on Apple Podcasts in about the next 2 weeks. So y'all be on the lookout for that as well. And if y'all don't have any other thing to say, you got anything, Kyle?
Just definitely just expressing gratitude for this whole network. You know what I'm saying? That we just brought to the people today. This network of healing, just grounded energy, and just a true foundation of what this day means. You know what I'm saying? And it's holistic in itself. Like you said, you received the gift even though it's Mother's Day, so it's beautiful just how to see how that just came back around full circle. And as she's birthing in this process, you'll get birthed in it. It's just man, it's very humbling. It's very humbling experience. And I definitely learned a lot. I learned a lot in this process, and things that I could work on with my mom, things that I could do better, and things that I could relate to other people that's just going through things with their parents. So definitely just grateful for this, just to be here in this presence, in this energy, and just absorbing it all.
I say, man, much gratitude to you, bro. Make it easy out here. You know what I'm saying?
Likewise.
For anybody that joined the live late, that's somebody just said they had missed the dance, they're gonna go back and tap in. Anybody else, I would do the same. Go tap in and watch it from the beginning. The dance set the tone.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
Love, peace, light, and blessings to the guys and goddess. Positive energy always creates elevation. Now we rise. On that note, peace.
Candlelight in the rising, and I feel amazing. Preparation for an early meditation. No procrastination, only elevation. I'm working with a power that can heal a nation. How you vibrating? How you vibrating? How you vibrating? How you vibrating? Vibes on serious. I'm a vortex like a pyramid. No reflection make the mirror flip. My Kirby is my inner shit. Manifest. How you vibrating? Big energy. How you vibrating? I travel to other dimensions with all senses. Manifestation of power of alchemized intentions.